Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
Welcome to Share Talk. Today we have WideCells Group CEO Joao Andrade, who's going to talk to us about today's corporate update. Welcome, Joao.
Hi, John. Good morning. Thank you.
So I can see today you've had a number of additions to the board. Can you tell us a bit more about these new members and what they're going to be bringing to the company?
Yes. So during 2017, we have been setting up our laboratory facility in the University of Manchester, launching our insurance products, starting to conduct research in Manchester as well, and developing the first generation of our platform for education and training in stem cell technology in our education and training division, Wide Academy. Now, all of our products and services have the ability to generate revenues, and over the past 3 months, we've started to generate revenue. And looking into 2018, that will be the main focus. Will be revenue generation and geographical expansion. Now, with that in mind, we are experiencing inflection points, and it was the right moment to strengthen our boards to prepare the company for the next stage of development. So Graham, who was our previous chairman, that helped us to get to where we are today, and he's mainly focused on early stage companies. He helped us through the IPO, and we are very happy and fortunate to have Graham with us helping throughout these periods. But now it's time for a new chairman to step up and to help the company again in the next stage of development. So we have Peter Presland joining us. Peter Presland has a strong track record of both large and small companies. He's been CFO and CEO of a large insurance broker, which is fully quoted on the stock exchange, called Heath PLC. And they had operations in countries all around the world. And from that, he moved on to non-exec and chairman positions, some of them also in public listed companies, and chairman of audit and risk committee. So very experienced professional to help us, again, for the future. We have Malcolm Glester, which is the CEO of the 8th Grade Technology Fund, and also Farm Street in London, both of which he has started. Malcolm is going to help us also heightening our profile for investors. And then we have Zakaria Aziz, which is a very successful entrepreneur in Asia. He's the founder of, amongst many other things, he's the founder of Ray International Group, which is a very large corporation based in Oman, with operations throughout the Middle East and Asia, starting to get interest now in diversifying their investments and getting involved in healthcare. And Zakaria is going to help us with everything that has to do with Asia and also the Middle East, which are areas that WideCells are starting to enter now. We also had another change, which is Alan Greenberg, which is the former director of Apple Education, who joined us early this year to spearhead our Wide Academy division. He was a non-executive director, but he's been more and more involved in the company. He's really taken on board the challenge of educating the world on stem cell technology. And for that, he's now moving on to a full-time position with us. So he's becoming an executive director with the title of Chief Business Development Officer. So he's going to be working alongside me around 20% of his time driving new opportunities globally, and spending 80% of his time focus on Wide Academy and in the challenges ahead to educate the world. So those are the main changes in terms of the main board.
Okay, so you've created this new scientific advisory board. Can you tell us the reasons for that, please?
Well, one of the key aspects for us is because we have a wide range of services, varying from insurance, expert medical opinion, courseware for medical professionals, insurance brokers, and the general population on stem cell technology. But we also have things that are more complex, such as from a technical standpoint, such as stem cell processing and storage, from a wide range of human tissues, and also research that we started to conduct via contract research in our facility in Manchester, we understood that it was now the right stage to implement a scientific advisory committee. And the main point is, because we want to drive the next generation of stem cell technology and all the services that go around it, we believe that it's important to have top specialists in the field to be looking into the opportunities in the world and providing sort of a more independent advice for the board, so that the board can then make the right decisions. And because, again, we are focused on generating revenue and geographical expansion, and we within our nature, we are a growth company. So we will be looking into opportunities, and it's important to have the right view on the technologies and services that we are going to get involved with or develop in the future. And that's the main reason for building the scientific advisory committee. Now, in terms of the committee itself, it's going to be chaired by Professor Tristan McKay, which is a professor of stem cell biology. And he's very experienced and very renowned within the industry, with an impressive background. We have Dr. Ahmed Al-Alawi, which was head scientist of Genzyme, which was the third largest biotech company when it was sold to Sanofi a few years ago. And also we have Dr. Niranjan from India, which is a leading obstetrician in Calcutta, and stem cell specialist as well. He's one of the top 5 influencers in the cord blood industry. He was named this year. So very fortunate again to have someone like him involved in our boards. And then we have Dr. Richard Schaefer, which is an oncologist, and he's a clinical lead for radiotherapy innovation at Genesis Care, for example. He was specialist registrar in the clinical oncology at Charing Cross Hospital and many other hospitals. Again, very impressive resume. And these are the type of specialists that will be helping us to drive the next generation of our services.
So we can see you've got another addition to your advisory team in WG Partners, obviously quite big players in the life science sector. What does this mean for WideCells in terms of bringing on these guys on board?
Well, WG Partners, they are a specialist life sciences boutique. And when I had the idea a few years ago of listing the company on the stock exchange, it was because there was no company within our space in the London Stock Exchange, and I saw that as a major advantage. Obviously, this is a new technology, and we want to sort to be a new mover in the space. Now, what that has also led me to then confirm initial assumptions is that many investors were not really aware about the size of the stem cell industry and the potential for the future, and then started to get interested as we were presenting the company and the industry as a whole to them. And after almost 18 months of being on the stock exchange, we started to see that if we would like to get to contacts with more institutional investors that are looking into the whole life sciences, biotech, health tech, pharma space. And WG Partners are really the right type of advisor to enable those, to open those doors, let's say. And because, again, we are a growth company and looking into opportunities in the future, we would like to have those doors open. So it's basically stimulating the appetite for more maybe institutional investors and investors that are really focused on this space on a global scale. Because, again, WG Partners, they are attracting investors on a global scale and not just UK based, which is very important for the sustainability and growth of the company in the future.
Yeah, I think it's quite important to note about the institutional level there. I mean, just looking at some of the transactions we've been involved with other pharma companies, I mean, these are major players in that industry. I mean, so in terms of 2017, it's been a big year for you guys. What are you planning ahead for 2018? What can investors look forward to next year?
Well, during the first semester next year, one critical development that we are waiting, it's imminent. It can still happen this year, but most likely beginning of next year, which is receiving the license from the Human Tissue Authority to start processing and storing stem cells in our facility in Manchester. So that will be one of the most relevant aspects of our development next year. But following that, we will have all our products ready, licensed. Some of them already generating revenue in some European countries, in Spain, for example, in the UK, and other countries that we're looking to enter next year. But the next year we should be looking into starting to evaluate the revenues per product, per division, and also per geographical location, because we have a sort of aggressive expansion plan supported by the platforms and the contracts we've entered in 2017. So really, 2017 was preparation, and 2018 is execution. So this is our growth year. And then I expect that 2019 will be more of maturing the company and optimizing processes and product lines and seeing where we are doing better and focusing on that. So 2018 is all about revenue generation and geographical expansion.
So that was Joao Andrade, CEO of main market listed WideCells Group Plc, which is a ticker WDC. Thank you, Joao.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.